welcome to Live at 5. This is Monday's Live at 5, January 2nd. And all through tax season, I'm just going to warn everybody. As we've learned last year, the IRS is on the warpath hiring auditors to go after taxpayers for as much money as they possibly can. I guess they want to make up some of that money they've been giving away to people and take it back from them. I've had my CPA firm since 1980. I've done taxes since 1975. But what's happened during my career from 1980 through today, specializing in IRS problems and having over 3,000 cases under my belt before I stopped counting, I came up about 10 years ago with 4 items on the checklist that to this day, I don't know one person that's been audited. So my message is really clear. Have me apply my 4-part checklist so you're not audited. So there'll always be a lot of people that, they get a big refund and they go back to their tax preparation company or bookkeeping company who does taxes. And some of those people charge more than I do, but they'll never know that if we don't give them a quote. And they just love it. But when they get audited, then I'm the guy who comes in and protects them from an audit. My job at this point is not hard at all. It's pretty simple. Here's what it's about. If you're lucky enough, your tax preparer will tell you, don't worry, this is a deductible item. I read it in a book somewhere, or I saw it on a video because they're young enough that they don't read a whole lot. And they tell you to save your receipts and cancel checks or credit card statement, and bam, you can prove the deduction. What they fail to tell you is there's several other things that are considered by the auditors. And I go through this all the time. I'm sorry to say that probably something around half of the people, and it doesn't matter if you're a professional or you're a non-professional laborer, whatever you want to say, but around half the people don't understand this. It's like they hear it for the first time. They can be any age, 50, 60, and they've run their company and they haven't been audited, and maybe they were audited before and they had 1 or 2 auditors, and those auditors took the receipts and they took the proof of payment and they wrote it down, and well, they were the lucky ones. But I'd say the last 10 to 15 years, it's gotten a lot different. And now my big warning is, since the government's looking for money and they've been hiring auditors already. Forget the 87,000, people with guns that the politicians talk about. But these auditors, and I have audits going on now, and they're taking ridiculous positions, and their managers are sticking up for them, and they're auditing the year before and the year after, and they're looking at all the deposits in your account. And if you can't defend to their satisfaction that all those deposits in your account and spouse's account is not income, they don't care what you have to say about it. They're going to put it down as income and leave it to you to fight, which means you're going to have a bill, thousands of dollars, just to prove that income, that those deposits were not income. All this can be avoided simply by doing my 4-part checklist. And I'll spill the beans a little bit now and tell you that, in fact, several of my videos toward the end, I'll list one of them, and well, I'll give you this one now. There's no need to linger on too much with this. That is, never file a tax return unless you know what the IRS has on you first, which also means never just take a letter from the IRS and respond to the letter without knowing your overall situation. You and your spouse need to verify the returns were filed, and on your transcripts, it shows you don't owe, or maybe you do owe, but you're aware of it and you're taking precautions. And maybe I'm doing a payment plan for you, or an offer in compromise, or an innocent spouse, or anything to defend you. So again, my message is, obviously, I mean, I've been doing cases since the early 80s when I was 25 and I started my CPA firm. So really, you've got to be a fool to not use something like my 4-part checklist. And they're not the same. So don't say, oh, well, my accountant knows that. He's been in business for 20 years. No, your accountant doesn't know that. You don't know how many clients I defend that have accountants, CPAs, attorneys that have done this for years. They don't know what I know. Or let's just say, who cares if they know it? It's not getting practiced. The person who does your return is not putting these things into effect. How do I know? Thousands of cases over the years. People bring me returns, people fax me returns, and I look at it, and I don't care whose name is on the bottom of it, and it doesn't matter what the owner of the company knows. That information is not flowing down to your return. That's the facts. That's the thing that matters. Your return is being has a high DIF score, discriminate income function. Hey, that's something you can look up. When you have a high DIF score, you get audited. Why do you have a high DIF score? Because you haven't done the 4 things on my checklist. Not because you looked up an article from the local newspaper and it says, these are the 10 red flags that if you follow these things, then you've limited your chance of an audit. Nonsense. Okay? Those are obvious dumb mistakes that some local tax prep company that hired some house husband that wants to do tax returns on the side, part-time during tax season. I'm talking about the real reasons when things don't balance, when they have questions, when things don't balance to their records, when they have questions about why your deductions are so big or the nature of those deductions. There's timing of filing the returns. People line up, I got to file by April 15th. Wrong. You do not file April 15th. You file an extension. Oops, that's one of my 4 items. Heck, I'll even throw in another one. Don't e-file. No, but my accountant says we have to e-file. Yeah, because they're playing into the hands of the IRS and the local newspapers and politicians and everybody else. We all should and must file a tax return and pay our taxes, but we don't have to give in to them. For the last 10 years, I've used my 4-part checklist, and to this day, I don't know one person who's been audited, and we've been aggressive on some of those returns. And those of you who think that I will cheat for you, no. We follow the law 100%. We document properly. We use my checklist, and people don't get audited. That is what happened in the past. Can't guarantee the future. As I've said at the beginning of this video, that the government is going after people now. The government is taking unreasonable positions in audits, and I have the evidence from my own audits. Collection officers are doing that too. So, as I have been for decades, I invite you to contact me. Contact Stephanie, 713-774-4467. Do my personal consultation. And by the way, our rates are very reasonable. People that have my year's experience charge twice what I do in some cases. Well, in some cases, even more. But on the average, they charge more. So that's it for this video. And I'm signing off. See you next time.